I'm with Doug somewhere in northern Utah on this
Yep.
week's newsletter. Douglas, where are you?
I am in a little town called Lehi, Utah, just south of Salt Lake City.
Nice.
It's cold up here.
And the attraction to go to Lehigh is what?
We had a wedding over the weekend.
Ah, it was a
Couldn't
have
avoid
to.
it.
Okay, happy wife, happy life. I'm going to Lehigh.
There you
Thank
go.
you. Okay. Interesting newsletter this week. There's a lot of stuff around the country. You have some
Yep.
fishing news. One of the things that catches my eye right off the bat, and we'll talk about some of the other stuff, but an 832-pound record bluefin caught off the Florida coast down there in the Gulf of Mexico. What a monster bluefin. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, no question. No question about it. They were 160 miles off the coast of Destin, Florida, in the Gulf of Mexico. And the current record, it was 826.5. His fish obviously has bested that, but it isn't official yet. So,
Wow.
big fish.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll keep an eye on that. Yeah. And then the
Yeah.
other one, thank you for this one. This is ties into my Weatherby build. A die-hard hog hunter dispatches a giant 350-pound feral wild hog in Georgia.
Yeah, look at the size of that thing. Jeez, that's huge.
Yeah. You know, now if the devil knew what was in the woods down there in Georgia, he wouldn't go there.
Oh, I got that right.
Nope.
Good grief.
Yeah, big hog. Oh my God, that was some
Oh,
pork,
yeah.
pork
Oh,
chop. Okay, let's chat a little bit. What was your thinking on this wind turbines offshore? Help me out with this.
Well, last week we talked about this a little bit, and the big question that rises to your mind is, what about the fishermen? Saltwater fishermen that go out here,
Oh,
especially commercial fishermen. What are they running into with these kind of things going on? I still don't have an answer for this. Now, you'd never know by the title on this that they weren't talking about fishing. Well, yeah, okay. If you want to go through the process of reading this study from the University of Maryland, great. But it's got to have some impact. But here's the kicker about this, Don. These windmills, all right, out there will generate more than 2,000 gigawatts per year. Now, according to this article, that's double the current nation's electrical use. What? I didn't know we could outbest what we currently use. I mean, it just blew me away.
and
Now they're going to do another 16 sites by 2025.
well,
and
what?
that'll generate
Okay,
30 gigawatts.
okay. Help me out. What the hell are they doing that for?
So we don't have to burn oil, I guess, in some
Oh,
fashion.
Part of the
Electricity, or
green
we don't need
agenda.
dams.
Okay.
I mean, it's on the green side we're trying to stop.
Well,
all this.
we need to stop the greenies. Period. Stop this crap.
Yeah.
In Biden,
I know.
I was listening to Biden yesterday, and he comes up with a new term, climate challenge. Ooh. Okay. We've gone from, you call it what you want to. It still rhymes with Bernie Sanders BS. Okay. Let me give you my 2 cents on this quickly. These are awesome if you're a fisherman. It's structure. Anything that creates a structure will create its own ecosystem with the fish, and all the little creatures that inhabit the ocean. It's like an artificial reef. Now, it's going to be a wonderful place to fish, but it's not going to be necessarily conducive to commercial fishery. It's going to be tough. You can fish between the towers and between the superstructures. Other than that, it's going to be pretty rough on it. But the recreational fishermen and the guys using hook and line, commercial guys, they're going to find it very appealing. I'll give you a case over in San Diego Bay. Where do we fish? We fish the pilings. It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you go out and fish the pilings. You fish the bridge columns, bridge abutments. Anything in the water is going to hold fish. So I'm not in favor of these windmills. They're going to whack birds. And, they've got a long history of murdering birds, seagulls. But having an abundance of seagulls and them being the pain in the butts that they are, fewer seagulls, that's a good thing. So, okay, thank you for that. And how many pages is this Windjammer study coming out of Maryland?
Well, there's quite a few. I didn't have a chance to go through that particular article.
Okay.
I probably will this week sometime, but I'd like to know what they think about the.
I don't think you can stay awake long enough to read down through that, to be real honest with you.
It's not. It's long.
Yeah. Okay. There's some other things. Mike Lee is doing some odd things for Mike Lee in the great state of Utah. What is up with Mr. Lee?
Well, here you go. And I don't know why he's involved with this, except he got talked into it by our friend Mitt Romney. I don't know. But he's proposing selling BLM land to address the affordable housing crisis.
He can't do that, number one.
No. It's got to be a congressional somebody. The Congress has to pass something like this. It just didn't go. Well, I don't know. With the Congress being all green, who knows? But I think it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Well, anything that Mitt Romney does, Forrest Gump sums it up best. Stupid is as stupid does.
They got that right.
And Mitt Romney he's as big a turncoat as Arizona's former Jeff Flake.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
These guys they were not Republicans to begin with. They masqueraded as one. And as far as that goes, right up there with John McCain. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, sooner we get rid of them, the better off we're going to be. You can't sell federal land. Congressman Gosar several years ago had an initiative to take take the federal land and take it away from the feds and turn the management thereof over to the states. Initially,
right,
I was opposed to it. Today, I think it's a grand idea. Because the things that we're fighting here, as you know, that you've been involved with, one of the biggest, and I've got a food fight next week out on the Lansford allotments. They've got, a lot of BLM land out there. There's no enforcement. The village idiots with the quads and the ATVs that don't give a crap about anything. They're out there trashing. They're not staying on the defined trails like they're supposed to. They're running cross country. They're leaving garbage and trash and tearing up everything. And where do you think the BLM enforcement is? It's nowhere. They've got the budget for it. They don't do it. Now, I don't know if they're buying, gummy bears and I don't know what they're doing with it. But for those reasons, you can't manage the land within the guise of your mission statement. If you're a state agency, you don't need to have the land. We're going to put it in the custody of somebody else. Do you think these guys care about the Sonoran Desert? There's only one. I know everybody's getting tired of listening to me. There's only one. We got to take care of it. They're not taking care of it. Let's take it away from them. The end.
Well, that wouldn't be any different, Don, than if you were talking about the Grand Canyon or Yosemite.
Exactly.
Or Yellowstone.
Okay.
It's all the same thing. So, all right. So let's just maybe one more little thing we can talk about.
Well, there's one more big thing that you've got in there, and thank you so much for doing it. As you know, the Apache Sitgreaves National Forest has an abundance of feral livestock that are not indigenous to anywhere other than the White Mountain Apache Tribe Nation. We've got the AZSFWC and 30 organizations to support the humane removal, listen to me, pay attention, the humane removal of unauthorized livestock from the National Forest. Okay? So this is taking place, and Doug, thank you so much for putting that article up there. There's pictures there that show you the damage to the landscape where these horses are. They hoard water. They tear up the riparian areas. They trample them. They run other livestock off so they can't get a drink of water. And it just has exacerbated itself, and it's just getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. So,
well, I don't know if
today,
you know it or not, Don.
Excuse me?
There was an article in Field and Stream about wild horses and burros, and that's coupled with the thing that's going on with the Apache National Forest. It's one and the same.
Well,
we got a ton of horses out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of horses out there to go around, but these guys on the Apache and Sitgreaves, they're not covered under the National Horse and Burro Act like the other guys are. Okay, those guys, if they get captured, they have to go. They put them up in a horse hotel, and they eat, sleep, and breed till they die at taxpayers' expense, and we're talking, $100 million a year to take care of these damn things. These guys have escaped from the Indian Nation, and the Indians don't care. Period. They don't care. On the eastern side of this expanse, there's feral cattle, and I got to tell you, I've been hunting a long time. There's a lot of things out in the woods that'll get you. But one of the things that is most dangerous is a feral cow, a bull. Feral cattle, they get out there. They're mean, ornery, and oh my God! I mean, the wranglers are having problems with them. They'll gore a horse, and if they get the horse down, the rider's down, and oh baby, what a rodeo! But that said, there are 700 horses here that are going to be removed from the landscape. Now, there's a certain amount of horse lovers, and it's not a matter of whether we like horses or we don't like horses. Who doesn't like a horse? Everybody likes horses. These guys are over the top, the pro horses. They're suffering from the beautiful brown eye syndrome, and they don't have common sense enough to look at the picture. I mean, it's like the third grade. Look at the picture, see the devastation, see the damage, and putting all the other livestock or wildlife at risk. I don't get that. They're single-minded. They've got a failed thought process to begin with. And now we have found a wild horse refuge that needs some work in order to take these many horses. Now, what that group has done is they've come to the hunters and the anglers that are responsible for trying to grow wildlife, and they want us to pay for and furnish labor to install these 8-foot-high fence panels so they can keep the horses in. And I'm going, no. Hell no. The horse lovers want them to be saved. You get your butts in your own truck or your Subaru or whatever the hell your electric car is. You drive to Williams. You spend your own time, money, and resources, and you go out there and put up the damn fence. No. We put millions of dollars on the ground to help wildlife. These guys are hurting the landscape. They're hurting the wildlife. Look it. Save the horses. Cool. There's been enough auctions. that if anybody that wanted a horse has a horse. Round the damn things up humanely, put them in a truck, send them to Mexico. They'll send them to China. They're a food source. The American taxpayers have been burdened enough. The American hunter and anglers have been burdened enough. The only conservation efforts or budgets come from hunters and anglers. It doesn't come from the beautiful brown eye. I'm done. I've made my point. Thank you, Doug.
You're welcome. All right, let's wrap it up, Don.
I'm done with horses. If we cannot regulate, we must eradicate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right.
That ought to be good for 47 hate mails.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, okay. What else is in there? Anything around the country we need to take a peek at?
Well, maybe the only thing we really got out there is in Idaho was a big deal where a couple of guys just got their proverbial toes caught in the ringer, and they were out killing a grizzly bear back in 2021. They got caught. $2,500 in fines, plus court costs, $10,000 in civil penalties, and a lifetime hunting revocation.
Were they poaching the grizzly bear, or what was the circumstance?
Well, yeah, I mean, in a sense, that's what they were doing, but they unlawfully killed this grizzly bear.
Okay.
And what they probably did with it, like most people, is they kept the hide on the head. I don't know. I didn't go in. There's nothing more about it that I know of other than that. But I was really, what I thought was a great penalty. They got fined big time, and they lost their hunting rights. That's what should happen to anybody that does anything like this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, apparently the bear was collared, and that's what led the authorities to the kill site.
Yeah. Well, I agree. All right. Where are we? Don?
I'm still looking at grizzly bears.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah, shame on them. I
There's nothing more to say about it.
Stupid is as stupid does, that kind of thing.
Right.
So.
All right, we're going to wrap this up, Don. We've got a lot of time into it.
Yep.
Let's break it off.
Okay. Let's go, Brandon. Woo! Hey, I'm Don McDowell with DougHuntingFishing.com. Sign up for the newsletter. He does a great job letting you know some of the things that are going on around the country that affect what we do. So